everyone, I'm Larissa Russell of Creative You, and I'm your host of the Creative Soul Healing Podcast. Here's where we talk about the connection between creativity and healing by interviewing amazing creatives, spectacular healers, and inspiring people who have used creativity in their healing. What does it mean to be creative? What is creativity? You don't have to write a best-selling book or paint a masterpiece or even play in a rock band. Creativity is in everything that we do, in the ways we think, in the way we run a business. In our everyday lives, we are creative all the time. Let's talk about how we are creative and how creativity helps us heal mentally, physically, and emotionally, right now on the Creative Soul Healing Podcast. Hi everyone, Larissa Russell of Creative You back again for the Creative Soul Healing Podcast. And today I have with me Jordan Wentz. Jordan is a professional dancer, fitness and movement coach. She is the founder and hype woman of MyMovementality. Jordan helps people connect with themselves in ways they never knew possible, break personal barriers, and live their freest, most badass lives. And she does this all through epic dance parties, which sounds like so much fun. Welcome, Jordan.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I'm so excited to talk to you because you have this energy of like excitement and fun about you that I'm excited to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can you share some of your story and your path that brought you here?
Yeah, so I I'm gonna try to give you the shortened version of this story. But I basically started dance when I was 7 years old. My mom moved. I think this is a funny story. My mom moved from the bad side of town to the better side of town because we got remarried, and she wanted me to have some etiquette. And I always say, well, I don't know if it worked, but anyway, she put me in dance classes and she was very, very supportive, but she will tell you that I was the worst one in the class. I had two left feet. I was absolutely awful. And to this day, it still blows her mind that I've gone on to do this professionally. And, and of course, she's very proud, awesome, supportive mama. So I started dancing when I was younger. I didn't really seriously get into it until probably like high school. I was dancing competitively and things like that, and I just remember even in my competitiveness and all of that, I just still never felt. I just never felt great. Like I just didn't feel like I was good enough. I had like a really low self-image, and I almost at one point just wanted to quit because I was like, I'm not any good at this, and and that was an interesting thing for me too. And I feel like a lot of artists and creatives, sometimes people have that phase where they're like, what am I doing? I can't even do this anymore. I suck. And yeah, so that was interesting to navigate it, kind of at that time. But I ended up sticking with it because it was really the only thing that I knew. It was just like medicine for me, and everything else, and all the teenage years and all the angst and all the that. It was like I would walk into dance and it would all go away, and it was such a healing thing for me. And when I was 16, my mom brought me out to California for a week for the best birthday gift ever, to take dance classes. And I came to LA for the first time, and I was just bright-eyed and like, wow, this place is incredible. I took dance classes at the Edge and all of the studios where, from really well-known choreographers, and it was just it was an amazing, really eye-opening experience. And coming from Springfield, Missouri, where I felt like even at that age I had almost like, I just felt like I was being a little contained, and I needed something different. So I knew from that moment on that LA was the place for me to be, and that I needed to move there to dance. And so fast forward to 18, I came out again for a week when I was 18. Thank you, Mom. And came out for a week and found out about an audition and walked into this audition and booked it, and ended up booking another one that was like a Fox Atomic movie. And I thought, this is it. This is my chance. So I had already started. My initial plan was to get the education to fall back on, and then I booked this job, and I was like, this is it. So I talked to all my professors into letting me take my finals early, and I hit the road. And I moved to LA, and I initially was like, I'm gonna give it a couple years, we'll see how that goes. And 2 years turned into, gosh, I think it's been like 15 now, and this is my home. So So yeah, it's been a wild ride, and I came out here. I got an agent. I did the dance jobs. I did all the this and the that. I got a modeling agent. I got an acting agent, and I ended up doing quite a lot. I was the face of campaigns. I've been in like Irish Spring commercials, and I was just in a California almonds commercial, and done movies and been like the faces of, like, on the covers of magazines and ad campaigns and things like that. And so I've actually done a lot, but it's been really interesting for me to recognize that I have done a lot, and well, first of all, to give myself credit, because for the longest time I just thought that I hadn't done it. I hadn't achieved it. I was just like, I wasn't happy with myself, my accomplishments. Um, but also just to realize that, yeah, I mean, just that I have done a lot, and that I haven't, I just wasn't happy with myself. I just didn't feel like I was enough. I was the face of ad campaigns and modeling publications, and I didn't feel beautiful. I'd gone on tour internationally with an artist from American Idol, and I still didn't like, I didn't feel good in my dancing. I didn't feel like I was good enough. And so despite all of these wonderful things that I've accomplished in my life, I've had a real struggle with self-limiting beliefs and self-confidence. And that is something that's like, honestly, that's probably been the hardest thing that I've had to do in my life, is to overcome that obstacle. And I know that the artist mentality is we can be very critical of ourselves. We can be very harsh, and so it's taken a lot, but I've come a really, really long way. And one of the reasons why I love doing what I do is because I feel like I can very much relate to people. And most of the time, I'm not working with people who, I'll never say never. I do have some people that I work with that are like, they're like, I got this. I'm good. I'm confident. I'm doing good in that department. But a lot of the people, I feel like I kind of attract people who are like, they know they're awesome deep down, but they really have a hard time sharing themselves and sharing their art and their work. And to me, that is what life is about, is finding your gift and being able to give it away and share it with the world. And I feel like for me, that gift is movement, but that gift is also being able to help others by putting myself out there, and by them seeing what I'm doing, and inspiring them and working with them on ways that they can really cultivate their belief in themselves, because it's like, it's a total game changer, and it's so, so important to have, really. So I COVID hit, and I started MyMovementality, and I actually pretty much started MyMovementality when COVID happened. And as awful as the situation is, it gave me some time to switch things up, where I had more time to really think about this and do it. And it's weird. It just happened. I was like, I wasn't even thinking about it. I just found myself. I just like started making a website. I just started doing all these things, and it almost felt like at that point I wasn't in control. But I knew that I wanted to dance, and I wanted to share this with people, and I also knew that I wanted to help people grow, and I felt like now is the perfect time to do it, and so yeah, my Movementality was born, and basically it's a platform to help people connect with themselves on their deepest possible level, and to shine their brightest, and to do all that through movement and dance.
I love that.
Yeah,
And I love
thanks.
those stories of, COVID and how we've sort of had to change direction sometimes. And that's a perfect example. And so many people are, stuck inside, or stuck, at their desk like I am. I'm at my desk way too much. I don't leave the
Right.
house nearly enough. And so movement is really important for that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that regardless of what it is that you're doing, I know we're all busy, we're all working our booties off. But regardless of what it is that you do, it is a fact. It's like a scientific fact that movement creates energy. And so whether you're a writer or you're an actor or whatever it is that you're working on, you're an artist, you're making paintings, and all of that, I feel like we all get a little bit stuck sometimes, you know, myself included, even doing what I'm doing. Sometimes I get stuck. It happens, you know, and whenever I get stuck, I try to step away from whatever it is that I'm doing, completely stop, walk away. Two things that I like to do. Number one, I like to go outside and I like to breathe the fresh air and look at the trees. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is good. I feel much better. And then the other thing that I love to do is to dance. And my absolute favorite thing to do, and this is what I tell everybody as well, is that throughout your day, however many times you need to do this, whenever you're feeling stuck or blah or just anything less than amazing, I want you to stop what you're doing. I want you to put on the one song that makes you feel the most excited and stoked about life, and the song that makes you want to get up out of your chair and drop it like it's hot. All of that, I want you to put on that song, and I just want you to stop everything else, just pause, put on that song, and dance it out. And let it all out. Don't worry about what you look like. Don't worry, you know, do this on your own. You know, go do it in your bedroom if you need to, or in the bathroom. If you're at work, you know, maybe go in the bathroom stall and do this if you're feeling weird about being watched. But ultimately, this always helps me 100%. And everybody that does this and tries it, it's like there's no way. I think it's physically impossible for you to put on your most hype song and dance it out and not be really happy with yourself and smiling afterwards, you know? So it's really great to shake things up, and we need that, you know? We need change, and we need to rework things and change our perspective sometimes, and I find that movement is just such a great reset. It's my favorite.
I love that. So, so then when thinking about what inspires you, is it the music that inspires you, the movement that inspires you, or what part of what you do inspires you the most?
Ooh, well, I'm a music fanatic. I love music. I don't specifically stick to any kind of music. I'm from Missouri, so I actually like a little bit of country music too, because that's what most people say. Like, I like all music except for country. I like a little bit of country too. Um, and I also move to all different kinds of music, and I like to do this with my clients and my students as well. Is we have we have different facets, we have different moods, we have different zones, and so it's not always for me. Even I have to teach what I do myself, you know, and I'm not always doing that hip hop cardio dance. I'm not always that high energy, you know. There are so many times where I it's late, I'm a little tired, but I just feel the need to like dance it out and move it out, and then I put on some like really slow melodic beautiful music. So I think it's all about what suits your mood. And in that sense, music is everything to me. Music is hugely inspiring. And so there isn't, I guess what I would say I'm drawn to about music is just something that moves me, something that makes me feel some sort of way emotionally. You know, it basically changes the state that I'm in, where I hear it and I'm like, whew, I'm pulled right into that. And I think that that's such a beautiful thing about music, and also so wonderful. Like, if you have a song that you really associate with something wonderful, like this positive moment in your life, maybe it's the song that you got married to, or you know, something like that, that you're able to listen to again. It's such a powerful thing because you can really listen to that and you can drop right back into that experience, you know. So that's also very nice. And the other thing that I'm really incredibly inspired by is the people that I work with. um, I I am a teacher, I am a mentor, I am also a student. I am always learning from everybody that I work with, and honestly, that's like probably for me the biggest pleasure is just having the privilege of learning from the people that I work with. I'll give you an example of one of my students who absolutely floored me, was just so incredibly inspiring. Well, first off, he started taking, you know, he started doing lessons with me, like one-on-one. And he is actually in another state. So all of this has been virtual, and we've actually become quite good friends, and I've helped him a lot with his dancing and his movement. But basically, it's just so happened that like half of our meeting time together is kind of like a therapy session. Like we're just talking, and he's said, you know, he's like, I don't know where I would be without you in this process. And I feel like I've helped him so much. And that's another thing about movement and dance, is that it's not only helping you with your fitness. It's not only helping you with your coordination, and your body confidence, but it's really giving you life skills. You know, it's helping you communicate with others. It's doing so many things, and it's really nice to see that, and see his transition, and see how wonderful that's been, and how impactful our time has been, not only in the dance that he originally signed up for, but also other aspects of his life, you know. And this is a guy who, when I first met him, he was a little bit broken and gone through some real rough heartbreaks back to back, and just, you know, was just kind of in a bad space, and he absolutely floored me, because he's been doing this thing where he decided he wanted to learn more about himself. So he decided that he would try one new thing each week, one new experience, and every time he did these experiences, you know, he took pictures, he's been taking videos and everything like that. So he just passed week 100. I think he's at 101 or 102 now. So he's been doing this for, I don't know how many weeks are in a year. So he's been doing this for like over a year, and it blew my mind, and it was so inspiring to me to be like, wow, this is something that people talk about wanting to do. I've never met anybody that's done it. You know, even me, I was like, this is amazing. I would love to do that. What a great experience. You know, haven't done it yet, but to me, that's inspiring. And I really, I'm just so inspired by the people that I work with to be a better person, to be a better teacher, to be a better dancer. And so I'm really grateful for that and those people. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And I love stories like that, right? And that's one of the reasons that I think we go into coaching is to inspire others, but also because of what we get from them, right? I love that part of working with others.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with all the things that you have done, and maybe not looking at those accomplishments, I don't know, maybe that would be, but what would be something that you're the proudest of in your life?
Ooh, honestly, I'm I am most proud of myself for starting MyMovementality.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because what MyMovementality ultimately is it is a statement to myself. This is my passion project, this is my baby, but I just realized, my partner said this to me. He's like, "You've grown so much since you started this project." I'm like, "I know, because not only is it for other people, but it's for myself, and it's like a personal growth project for myself to continually evolve into the best person possible, you know." And I've always felt that within all of the teaching, all of the training, and the things that I've done, that there would be something in my future that would be a way for me to communicate and reach more people, and really be able to help and make an impact and help people shine their brightest. Because, you know, it took me 33 years of my life to get to a space where I felt comfortable sharing myself. And I think that's huge, because I know there's probably a small percentage of people who are very confident in putting themselves out there and their work and their art. But I know that overarchingly, I think like 85% of the population has low confidence, you know, and that's huge. And it's really limiting, and it sucks to be small and to make yourself small. And I just, this is my statement. This is my statement of how I'm going for it, and I'm putting myself out there. And if you look at any of the stuff I'm posting, I mean, there's a lot of guest character performers and things like that. So I'm really tapping into the silly and the awkward, and because it's not all about being 100% rain or shine. I'm a rock star, or or like what you see, like Instagram influencers always looking so perfect. It's not about that to me, because that's not real life. I mean, there are those aspects. You are going to have days where you're like, look at me, I'm looking good in this new outfit, you know, but there are other days where you're going to be super awkward and weird. And one of the things that I've really enjoyed bringing into my Movementality is my character, performer, and clowning experience, because I think it's so important that we remember how to play, because it's just something that we kind of forget as we get older and we get into the role of being an adult. And I think maintaining our youthfulness and a sense of play is just, it's so crucial. It's so crucial to life, and being able to laugh at yourself is so important. And so I want to bring that back. And yes, I'm proud of myself. And, you know, a couple years ago, I wouldn't have even been able to say that. Like, I'm proud of myself. And so it's good. It's really good. I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of myself for doing this. And I really genuinely hope that I'm able to lift others up with my story, and help them crush it, and help them do the things that they're meant to do, and stop telling themselves otherwise.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it's so interesting too, because so many people have these great gifts that they're afraid to share, right? And so they stay hidden. And if you can just step out and find that courage, a little bit of courage to step out and share those. So I
Yes.
commend you on that, for
Thank you.
doing that.
Thank you. You know, and if there's one thing that I could say to artists is to just start doing it. Just start sharing it. And the thing of it is some people will love you, some people will not. The people that love you, those are your people. The people that want to thumbs down your work, want to comment negative things, whatever, like those are not your people, and you will never please everybody. So you need to come from a place of genuine, like, authenticity, and here's my work, and this is it. And for the people that love it, that's perfect. Those are your people. And I think that for us creatives, we want our work to be perfect before we release it into the world, and there really is no such thing as perfect. You know, there may be a point that you get where you're like, okay, I feel really good about this. I'm ready to finally release it. But one of the things that I like, and I like to put out there, is actually sharing your process, you know, because all of these things, you know, it's never as easy as just the finished product. It's the process. It's the blood, sweat, and tears that went into it. And I almost think that is more relatable, and people connect to that more than just, look at this beautiful thing that I made, or look at this awesome thing that I did. It's like, no, we want to go on that journey with you, and that's inspiring to people. So for any creatives that are struggling, I know it's hard to put yourself out there and to put your work and your art, and I get it 100%. And if there's one thing that I could say, it's just start doing it. Just start sharing. Pay no mind to the people that don't love your stuff, and the people that do, say hello to all your new awesome friends and fans.
I love that. I love that. I talk about process a lot, because with healing with creativity, it's not the finished product typically that we're worried about, right? It's that process that we work through to get through something, and not to get a finished product. So
Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
absolutely. I believe in
It's
the
all about the
process.
journey, not about where
Yeah,
you end up, I think. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So do you have an inspirational quote that you live by?
Ooh, yes, I do. I actually, I'm trying to remember who says it. I had it on my desktop, but my computer did a reset thing, and that's gone now. So I need to get it again. But I just found it recently, and I loved it so much that's what I did. I got into Canva, and I made like a desktop background, so I saw all the time, which I highly recommend doing. Canva is a great resource for any of you creatives, and you can make anything, and it's so easy and it's free. So highly recommend
I use
Canva.
it every day. Yes, I know. I love
Yes,
it.
yes, it's great. It's great. But it is to be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire.
Mm,
Be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. And I loved
love
that. And I was like, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's going to be my desktop.
I love that. I love that. Jordan, is there anything else you'd like to add that we maybe haven't discussed today?
Well, yeah, I would love to be able to help you guys get into a flow. I think that regardless of what your movement goals are, whether you want to be a professional dancer or whether you're just like, I'm, you know, I'm just at a desk job and I just want to like shake things up. I would love to help give you guys a tool that can help you get moving. One of the things that I find to get you moving and to keep moving, one thing that I've found in everybody that I've worked with that's really helpful to keep that momentum is to build a positive connection. You need to make like a positive reinforcement in your mind. So one of the things that I like to do is, first of all, plan your movement if you're going to plan it. If you want to hop on MyMovementality.com, there are a ton of free dance and fitness videos and all kinds of characters and all different styles that you guys can check out if you want to plan something like that. Or even if it's just that you plan to put on your favorite song and rock it out by yourself. So whatever you decide is perfect. One thing that I notice, and I think this is a common thing with creatives, is that we get very easily distracted by this and that, and we have a lot on our plate. So one thing that has helped me a lot, and those that I've worked with, is to schedule it. Even if it's 5 minutes, I have this as well. Every morning when I wake up, from these 5 minutes, and I put it in my Google Calendar so that it's there. Because for me, I've got so much going on that I'm really functioning by my calendar, and if it's not in there, it's probably not happening as much as I would love it to. So even if it's 5 minutes, just to schedule it and stick to it. And one of the things that I find helpful to stick to it is to reflect on your movement. Because lots of times we do things, but I think that follow-up and that reflection at the end really helps us make the connection for anything and everything that you do. Reflect on the conversation that you had today. Was it good? Was it bad? How could it change? Reflect on the work that you did. Where do you see areas of improvement? But the main thing with movement is, how do you feel? How do you feel after that movement? Because I like to help people connect with the goodness that they feel. And if they know that they feel good after they do something, then they're like, oh, well, I want to do more of it. And it becomes less of like a chore and more of like a release and something that you look forward to. So whether it's 5 minutes in the morning, which I love to start my days with, or whether it's a 5-minute dance break over lunch, it's just nice to switch things up. So I would love to, I can send you the link, or you can go to mymovementality.com/journal, and I've got a free movement journal that you all can download that I think you'll like, and is a great way to get you started. And I know that's kind of a mouthful, so I'll send that to you so you can include the link if you'd like.
Yes, we'll
And
do that.
yeah, and also coming up in January, I've been putting all of my time and effort and energy and soul into my newest project called Movemaker, and it is basically the most fun way to connect with yourself and really go deep and build that confidence. And that this is a 6-week group coaching program. We'll have live weekly meetups. You'll have access to me and my feedback to help you grow. You're going to have a Facebook community, and it's going to be amazing. And at the end of it, you're actually going to star in a music video that I'm going to edit for you. So really exciting. And if you would like more info on that, you can visit mymovementality.com/movemaker, and I will also send you that link.
I love that. That's awesome. That sounds so exciting. I'm definitely
Thank
going
you.
to check that out.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Would love to have you guys.
Yeah. And Jordan, I want to thank you so much. I just, your energy is so inspiring, because you seem so happy and come across as just having so much energy and positivity. I think it's that
Thank you.
positive energy, right? So
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you saying that, and I have my moments. I definitely have my moments where I'm a little off, and in those moments I really appreciate, people like you and my creative friends, and in those moments I seek inspiration. I seek the people that, inspire me and the things and the podcasts like Creative You and things like this. So thank you for what you're doing, and thank you so much for having me.
Yes, well, thank you so much. And to our listeners, see you next week. And in the meantime, I wish for you amazingly creative days.
Yay!
Are you a daily journaler? Do you want more creativity in your day? We have 2 great creativity journals to start your day with. One for people who already have a journaling practice, and one for people who are new to journaling. Both are an amazing way to start your day. Both make the perfect gift for a person in your life. Check out Have an Amazingly Creative Day and How Do I Have an Amazingly Creative Day? Both currently available on Amazon. Click the link below to purchase yours now.